Imagine waking up one morning with a newfound sense of clarity. The world around you hasn't changed, cars still race down the highway. The news still buzzes with chaos. And people still move through their daily routines. But something within you has shifted. You begin to notice things you never paid attention to before: the way sunlight filters through the trees, the warmth of the air on your skin, the unspoken emotions behind a stranger's smile. There is an energy in everything. An invisible current running through the fabric of existence. And for the first time, you can feel it. Science has long confirmed what ancient wisdom has taught for centuries: everything in existence is energy. At the most fundamental level, the chair you sit on, the air you breathe, and even the thoughts in your mind are composed of vibrating energy fields. Quantum physics, the most advanced scientific study of the nature of reality, tells us that at the subatomic level, particles exist as waves of energy before they collapse into physical matter through observation. This means that the very act of perception influences reality. If this is true, then the way we direct our attention, our focus, our emotions, our beliefs has the power to shape the world around us. Yet, despite this profound discovery, most people go through life unaware of the energy they are immersed in. Much like fish that do not realize they are swimming in water. We have been conditioned to trust only what we can see and touch, ignoring the very forces that shape our reality. But just because something is invisible does not mean it is not real. Gravity is invisible, yet it holds planets in orbit. Electromagnetic waves are unseen, yet they transmit information across the world in an instant. Consciousness itself, the force that allows us to think, dream, and create, is one of the greatest mysteries of modern science. Yet it remains intangible. The reality is this: energy is not an abstract concept. It is the foundation of life itself. And those who learn to work with it rather than against it gain a profound advantage. Think about the people you have met in life who radiate a sense of calm, presence, and authority. They are not necessarily the loudest or the most physically imposing, yet they command respect. They attract opportunities. They seem to move through life with a kind of effortless grace. What they have mastered consciously or unconsciously is energy. This is not mysticism, it is biology, psychology, and physics working together. Take, for example, the concept of heart coherence, a scientifically validated phenomenon studied by the Harmath Institute. Their research has shown that the heart emits an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the body. And this field changes depending on our emotional state. When a person is feeling stress, anger, or frustration, their heart rhythm becomes erratic, which in turn disrupts their cognitive function, weakens their immune system, and negatively impacts those around them. On the other hand, when someone cultivates positive emotions like gratitude, love, and appreciation, their heart enters a state of coherence, a smooth, stable rhythm that harmonizes the body's systems and even influences others in their vicinity. In other words, your emotional energy is not just something you feel internally, it is something you broadcast into the world, shaping your interactions, your health, and even your destiny. This is why certain people walk into a room and instantly uplift those around them, while others drain the energy from a space without saying a word. The way you manage your own energy field is a direct reflection of how you experience life. But here is the most important truth: energy is not static. It must move, it must flow. And if you do not control where it goes, something else will. Look around at modern society. The endless stream of media designed to provoke fear and division. The constant stimulation of notifications, advertisements, and artificial distractions. The expectation to always be busy without ever being truly present. These are not random occurrences, they are mechanisms that scatter and siphon your energy, keeping you exhausted, reactive, and easily influenced. Yet, there is an alternative. You have the ability to reclaim your energy, to stop leaking it into distractions and instead channel it into creating a life of purpose, clarity, and vitality. Consider the practices that ancient cultures developed to harness energy. Qigong, China, and pranayama, India, are thousands of years old and focus on breath as the primary tool for controlling life force. Science has since proven that breathwork directly influences the nervous system, shifting the body from a state of stress, sympathetic dominance, to a state of repair and regeneration, parasympathetic activation. Meditation and visualization, once thought of as mystical practices, are now widely recognized in neuroscience for their ability to reshape brain structure through neuroplasticity. In simple terms, what you focus on with deep intention rewires your brain and nervous system. Grounding, earthing, the practice of walking barefoot on natural surfaces, has been shown in multiple studies to reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and balance electrical charges within the body. These are not mere philosophies. They are practical, actionable techniques that can transform your life if you choose to use them. And that is the key: choice. It is easy to dismiss energy as something intangible, something that belongs to philosophers, mystics, or quantum physicists. But the truth is, you are already working with energy every moment of your life. The only question is whether you are doing so consciously or unconsciously. Are you allowing external forces to dictate your emotions, your health, and your reality? Or are you willing to take control, to become the deliberate architect of your own existence? The answer begins with awareness. Starting today, I challenge you to pay attention. Notice how different environments affect your energy. Do certain places make you feel drained while others leave you feeling refreshed? Observe how your emotions shift in response to different people. Are you uplifted or depleted after conversations? Pay attention to your breath. Is it shallow and erratic, or deep and steady? The first step to mastering energy is learning to feel it. Because once you recognize its presence, you can begin to direct it. And when you do, the world will no longer feel like something happening to you. It will become something you shape, something you influence, something you command. This is not about belief. It is about experience. You do not need to take my word for it. The truth of energy is waiting for you to discover it. As it always has been. All you need to do is pay attention. And once you do, you will never see the world the same way again. If energy is the invisible force shaping your life, then the question is no longer whether it exists, it is how to use it. Just as the physical world is governed by laws like gravity, motion, and thermodynamics, the realm of energy follows its own set of principles. These laws are not mystical theories, nor are they limited to ancient traditions. They are observable, repeatable, and scientifically validated forces that influence your thoughts, emotions, and actions, whether you are aware of them or not. And like any natural law, they do not require belief to function, only understanding. The first and most fundamental principle is this: energy flows where attention goes. Neuroscience has confirmed that what you focus on expands. The brain's reticular activating system, RAS, acts as a filter, prioritizing information that aligns with what you hold in your awareness. If you constantly think about problems, your mind scans for more evidence of them, reinforcing a reality of struggle. But if you deliberately focus on solutions, opportunities, and positive possibilities, your brain begins to highlight those instead. This is not wishful thinking, it is the biology of perception. Studies in cognitive psychology demonstrate that individuals who practice gratitude physically alter neural pathways, strengthening regions of the brain associated with emotional resilience and well-being. Similarly, research in sports psychology has shown that elite athletes who visualize success activate the same brain regions as when they physically train, improving their performance without lifting a single weight. Your focus is a currency of energy. Where you invest it determines what grows in your life. The second principle is that energy must be directed with intent. Passive wishing achieves nothing. The modern world is filled with people who desire change but remain trapped in cycles of inaction because they mistake longing for movement. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman of Stanford University has shown that focused intention, paired with physiological arousal, such as deep breathing or elevated heart rate, enhances neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. This means that when you set a clear intention and pair it with strong emotion, you physically shape your nervous system, making success more likely. The ancient traditions understood this long before science confirmed it. The Taoists called it yi, the power of directed intent. The Hindus referred to it as sankalpa, a deep, unwavering resolution. Modern psychology echoes the same truth. Those who set clear goals and emotionally invest in them are exponentially more likely to achieve them. But clarity alone is not enough. The third principle states that energy responds to belief. What you accept as true creates the boundaries of your reality. The placebo effect, one of the most well-documented phenomena in medical science, is a perfect demonstration of this. Patients who believe they are receiving a powerful treatment often experience measurable healing even when given an inert sugar pill. Their belief alone triggers a biochemical response in the body, activating natural healing mechanisms. If belief can influence biology at this level, imagine its impact on your daily life. Consider how your deepest assumptions about aging, success, relationships shape the world you experience. Studies on self-efficacy, a term coined by psychologist Albert Bandura, reveal that people who believe they have control over their circumstances perform better, recover faster, and live longer than those who see themselves as victims of fate. Belief is not just psychological, it is energetic. It determines what you allow, what you reject, and ultimately, what you create. Understanding these laws is one thing, applying them is another. It begins with awareness. Where is your attention being spent? Are you feeding worry or cultivating possibility? The next step is intention. Have you set a clear directive for your energy? Or are you letting it scatter in 1,000 directions? Finally, examine your beliefs. Are they empowering or limiting? These 3 questions: where is my focus? What is my intent? And what do I believe will reveal the unseen forces shaping your life? To put this into practice, consider an experiment. For the next 7 days, start each morning by writing down one thing you intend to focus on, something constructive. Whether it be a solution, a mindset, or a goal. Throughout the day, when distractions arise, consciously redirect your attention back to that focus. At the end of the week, review your experience. You will begin to notice subtle yet undeniable shifts, not because the world has changed, but because you have. These principles are not abstract. They are the mechanics of energy in motion, the unseen architecture behind every great achievement and every seemingly effortless success. Those who ignore them are bound by them. Those who understand them can move freely within them. You now stand at a crossroads. Will you continue to let energy dictate your life unconsciously? Or will you take control and direct it with purpose? The choice, as always, is yours. The human body is not just a collection of bones and organs, it is a complex, living energy system, constantly transmitting and receiving information. Much like a battery, it stores energy, channels it, and releases it in waves, responding to every thought, emotion, and action. Yet, most of us live with little awareness of the immense power flowing within us. This is not a metaphor, it is the reality of our physiology. We are conduits of energy. Whether we recognize it or not, the heart, the lungs, and even the brain operate on electrical impulses, creating fields of energy that influence everything we feel, think, and do. Understanding how to align and enhance this energy system is the key to unlocking a profound sense of vitality, health, and inner strength. Modern science has uncovered that the body is in a constant state of electrical communication. The heart, for instance, emits a magnetic field that is 60 times stronger than that of the brain, and it extends several feet beyond the body. This is why, when you are in a room with others, you can often sense someone's mood or energy without them saying a word. Their heart's electromagnetic field communicates with yours, influencing your emotional state. The Harmath Institute has done extensive research showing how coherence between the heart and brain results in better emotional regulation, lower stress, and enhanced decision-making. This field of energy, what the ancient traditions would have called chi, or prana, is not something distant or mystical. It is a vital force that can be cultivated and directed with intention. The concept of kai in traditional Chinese medicine refers to this life force energy that flows through specific channels in the body, known as meridians. These meridians, although invisible, can be accessed and balanced to improve overall health. This understanding is now being supported by modern medicine as well. Practices such as acupuncture and acupressure, which work by stimulating these energy pathways, have been shown in studies to reduce pain, stress, and even promote healing. These techniques are evidence that energy flows through us in a very real, measurable way, and that it can be influenced by simple actions. Just as a river needs a clear path to flow smoothly, the energy within your body requires channels that are unobstructed. When energy flows freely, it fuels vitality, clarity, and well-being. But when it becomes blocked, whether through stress, negative emotions, or poor physical health, it can result in pain, disease, and a sense of being stuck. One of the most profound discoveries of modern science is how stress impacts our energy system. When we are under stress, our body enters a fight or flight mode, triggered by the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This state is helpful in dangerous situations, but when prolonged, it begins to deplete our energy reserves. This is where we see the connection between the body's physical health and the flow of energy. Chronic stress causes energy to be drained, and over time, it leads to physical exhaustion, mental fog, and emotional imbalance. Researchers have found that chronic stress affects the autonomic nervous system, disrupting the balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. This imbalance can lead to a wide range of health issues, from heart disease to digestive problems. In other words, your emotional state directly impacts your physical health, which is a clear reflection of how energy is constantly moving within and through you. However, there is hope. The power to regain balance lies within your hands. You can begin by re-establishing control over your energy system. Just as the ancients taught, practices like breathwork, meditation, and yoga have been shown to enhance the flow of energy within the body. Breathwork, in particular, has been proven to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state that counters the harmful effects of stress. Pranayama, a type of breath control practiced in yoga, helps to clear the energetic pathways and create a sense of peace and harmony within the body. One of the most powerful breathing techniques is deep diaphragmatic breathing, where you inhale deeply through your nose, expanding your belly, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. This simple act not only oxygenates your body but also activates the body's relaxation response, calming your mind and replenishing your energy. By consciously shifting your focus to your breath, you can directly influence the flow of energy within your body, promoting healing and revitalization. Consider this. Think of a time when you felt completely relaxed, perhaps while watching a sunset, walking through nature, or in a moment of deep meditation. In those moments, didn't everything feel easier? Your body was relaxed, your mind clear, and your spirit at peace. This is the natural state of energy flow when the body is in balance. Energy moves smoothly, and life feels full of possibility. The science of energy management aligns perfectly with these ancient practices. By cultivating habits that allow energy to flow freely, you enhance your ability to be present, resilient, and strong in the face of life's challenges. Take action today. Try setting aside just 5 minutes a day for focused breathing, or engage in a short walk outdoors, where you allow your mind to quiet and your body to tune into the rhythm of your surroundings. These are simple actions, but over time, they will help you cultivate an awareness of your energy system and begin to restore balance. Recognize the power you already have within you. Your body is not a passive vessel. It is a dynamic energy system that responds to your conscious influence. By becoming aware of your energy and learning how to align and direct it, you reclaim your power and step into the fullness of your being. As you continue on this journey, remember this. The ancient wisdom of energy is not separate from modern science, it is the same truth, expressed in different languages. The body, mind, and spirit are all intricately connected, and by nurturing your energy system, you unlock the ability to experience life in its fullest expression. Your energy is your life force. Treat it with reverence, and it will serve you in ways you never imagined. Your mind is not just a tool for thinking, it is the command center of your entire reality. It is the lens through which you perceive the world, the architect of your experiences, and the most powerful conductor of energy you possess. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, and every mental habit you repeat is shaping not only your emotions and decisions but also the very fabric of your body and the world around you. And yet, most people live their entire lives without ever mastering their own minds. They mistake passing thoughts for truth, allow fear-based narratives to control their actions, and remain trapped in cycles of stress, distraction, and unconscious reaction. But once you understand that your mind is the director of energy, you reclaim control over your health, your emotions, and your destiny. The connection between mind and energy is not philosophy, it is science. Neuroscience has revealed that every thought you think triggers a cascade of electrical and chemical responses in your body. The work of Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown that habitual thoughts literally rewire the brain, strengthening certain neural pathways while weakening others. If you constantly dwell on stress, worry, or fear, your brain reinforces those patterns, making them easier to fall into and harder to break. But the opposite is also true. When you consciously focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you strengthen the neural networks associated with resilience, clarity, and well-being. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself throughout life. Scientists once believed the brain became rigid in old age, but research has proven that even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, your brain can continue to adapt, grow, and evolve if you train it. Your thoughts do not just exist inside your mind, they have a measurable effect on your body. The placebo effect is one of the most well-documented phenomena in medicine, proving that when a person believes they are receiving a powerful treatment, their body responds as if they are, even when given a simple sugar pill. This demonstrates the undeniable truth that belief shapes biology. Harvard University conducted a study showing that hotel housekeepers who were told their daily work was exercise experienced actual physical benefits: lower blood pressure, weight loss, and improved heart health despite making no changes to their routines. Their belief alone altered their physiology. This means that what you consistently think about, whether it is your health, your capabilities, or your future, affects your reality in ways far beyond what most people recognize. But the mind's influence does not stop at the body, it extends into the world around you. Quantum physics has revealed that the observer effect, the act of observing a particle, can change how that particle behaves. This suggests that consciousness itself plays a role in shaping physical reality. While science is still unraveling the full implications of this, ancient wisdom has long understood that focused thought and intention have the power to influence energy and shape outcomes. This is why cultures around the world have practiced meditation, prayer, and visualization for centuries, not as rituals of blind faith, but as techniques for directing the mind's energy toward a desired result. But here's where most people fail. Their mind is scattered, unfocused, and easily influenced. They allow external distractions, news, social media, negativity to hijack their focus, pulling their energy in 1,000 different directions. This fragmentation weakens their ability to direct their own thoughts, making them reactive instead of intentional. Consider this. Every time you allow yourself to spiral into worry, engage in self-doubt, or consume fear-based media, you are not just thinking, you are training your brain to make those patterns stronger. Over time, this unconscious mental conditioning shapes your emotions, your health, and your actions, whether you realize it or not. The antidote is mental discipline, training your mind to work for you instead of against you. The ancient yogis, the Stoic philosophers, and the great sages of history all knew that mastering the mind was the foundation of true power. In modern science, this principle is validated through mindfulness and cognitive training. Studies from the University of Wisconsin-Madison have shown that long-term meditation physically alters the brain, increasing gray matter in areas associated with emotional regulation and focus while reducing activity in regions linked to fear and anxiety. Meditation is not just about relaxation, it is mental conditioning. It strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and focus, allowing you to break free from habitual thought patterns and direct your mind with precision. One of the most practical techniques for training the mind is visualization. Elite athletes, from Olympians to professional golfers, use visualization techniques to enhance their performance. Studies have shown that imagining an action in vivid detail activates the same neural pathways as physically performing it. In one experiment, participants who simply visualized practicing piano scales showed nearly the same level of improvement as those who physically practiced. This means that when you visualize success, whether in health, relationships, or personal goals, you are priming your brain to recognize and act on those possibilities in real life. The same applies to healing. Research from the Cleveland Clinic found that people who mentally rehearsed flexing their muscles increased their strength by 13%. Despite never physically moving, the mind is a force, and when used deliberately, it can create real, measurable change. So, how can you begin to take control of your mind and direct your energy with intention? The first step is awareness. Begin noticing your habitual thought patterns. Are they supporting or sabotaging you? Do they reflect what you want to create in your life? Or are they reinforcing fear and limitation? The second step is focus. Train yourself to redirect your attention toward thoughts that empower you. This does not mean ignoring reality, but rather choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems, gratitude instead of frustration, Possibility instead of limitation. The third step is use techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and visualization to strengthen your ability to hold a clear, focused thought without distraction. Set aside just 5 minutes each morning to visualize your ideal day, your ideal health, or your ideal mindset. See it, feel it, and allow your brain to begin making it real. Your mind is not a passive instrument, it is an active force shaping your experience. And the moment you take control of it, you take control of everything. The world will always be filled with distractions, with noise, with fear, but you do not have to be a victim of it. You can train your mind to be steady, unshakable, and focused like a laser, directing your energy with purpose and power. This is the path of mastery, the difference between those who drift through life reacting to circumstances and those who shape their own reality with intention. The choice is yours. What will you focus on today? Everything you have learned so far leads to this. The moment where knowledge transforms into action. Where energy is no longer an abstract concept but a force you wield with precision. The ability to shape reality is not reserved for mystics, sages, or the extraordinarily gifted. It is a skill one rooted in universal principles, verified by modern science, and available to anyone willing to apply it with intention. Whether you realize it or not, you are already manifesting every moment of your life. The question is, are you doing it consciously? Or are you allowing old habits, societal conditioning, and random thoughts to dictate your reality? Energy does not just exist within you, it moves through everything. Quantum physics has already proven that at the smallest levels, reality is not fixed, it is shaped by observation and intention. The double-slit experiment, one of the most famous studies in modern physics, demonstrated that particles behave differently when they are being observed. This suggests that consciousness itself plays a role in shaping matter. Meanwhile, neuroscientific research has shown that the brain cannot distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences, which means that what you focus on with intensity and repetition begins to take form in your neural pathways, creating a self-fulfilling cycle of experience. This is why those who constantly dwell on fear, doubt, or limitation tend to attract more of the same, while those who hold a vision with unwavering certainty seem to manifest opportunities effortlessly. But manifestation is not magic. It is not passive daydreaming or wishful thinking. It is the disciplined art of aligning thought, emotion, and action in such a way that reality has no choice but to conform. The first step is clarity. You must decide exactly what you want, down to the finest detail. A vague intention leads to vague results. Studies on goal-setting psychology have shown that people who write down their goals with specificity are significantly more likely to achieve them. Neuroscientist Dr. Gail Matthews conducted research proving that individuals who wrote their goals down and developed a structured plan were 42% more likely to achieve success than those who merely thought about their desires. Your mind needs a blueprint, a clear and structured vision, in order to direct energy effectively. The second step is emotional alignment. Energy is not driven by logic alone, it is amplified by feeling. Your emotions act as a tuning fork, broadcasting a signal that attracts experiences of the same frequency. This is not just esoteric philosophy, it is rooted in the science of heart-brain coherence. Research from the Harmath Institute has shown that when a person enters a state of deep gratitude, joy, or certainty, their heart's electromagnetic field becomes more ordered, producing measurable effects on both their nervous system and their external environment. This means that if you want to bring something into reality, you must feel as if it is already yours. Athletes, performers, and top executives use this technique instinctively. They don't just visualize success, they feel the exhilaration of victory before it happens, priming their brain and body to act as if the outcome is inevitable. But energy alone is not enough. The third step is action. The modern world has distorted the idea of manifestation into something passive, as if simply thinking about success will bring it to your doorstep. This is a misunderstanding. Thought and energy create potential, but action converts potential into reality. Neuroscience backs this up through the study of Hebbian learning, which states that neurons that fire together wire together. When you take physical action aligned with your intention, you reinforce neural connections that make your goal more attainable. This is why writing, speaking, or practicing a skill accelerates mastery. Your brain learns by doing. Even the simplest step forward builds momentum, shifting energy from possibility to inevitability. So how do you begin? First, define one clear goal, something that truly matters to you. Write it down in detail, describing not just what you want, but why you want it. Next, take a moment each morning to visualize and feel the reality of that goal as if it already exists. Let your mind and body fully experience the emotions tied to that success. Then, every day, take one action, no matter how small, that moves you toward it. It could be a phone call, a change in habit, or a deliberate shift in thought patterns. The universe does not respond to hesitation. It responds to certainty. When you move with confidence, aligning your energy with your actions, reality bends to meet you. This is the secret behind every great achievement in history. Those who shape the world, visionaries, leaders, and creators, do not merely react to life. They project their inner reality onto the external world until it materializes. The greatest mistake you can make is believing that your circumstances are unchangeable. Everything is energy, and energy is fluid. The only question is, will you direct it? Or will you allow it to direct you? You now have the knowledge. The next step is yours.